Judas. So let's talk about him. So we know in the Bible, Judas was one of Jesus' disciples, right? We hear it all over, we hear people even sing about it and all of that, right? So we know, everybody know Judas. Everybody know that Judas betrayed Jesus. Some people may know why, some people may not know why, right? And it would have been the most heartbreaking thing Jesus could have ever gone through, because this was somebody that he walked closely with, right? And this person was inspired by him, right? However, something changed, or a decision that was made changed the whole relationship dynamic, and it was betrayal. Now, Jesus knew that Judas was going to betray him. However, it was still something that was done that could hit anybody that ever experienced betrayal before, right? And in that moment, when Judas walked closely with Jesus, he would have learned a lot about Jesus during that time. So he would have been able to tell whoever that wanted to kill Jesus where exactly Jesus would be. Why? Because Judas knew. And that's the thing with life today. Sometimes we get close with people and we think that they are for us when they actually against us. And because Judas knew exactly where Jesus was going to be, and he overheard Jesus' enemies talking about what they want to do to him, without second guessing, he already made a decision here. What? I need some money, right? So it's not going to hurt me to sell out Jesus, because at the end of the day, I benefit him, right? And here we are thinking, well, if this is Jesus' disciple, how come he would make such a decision like that? And sometimes we could tend to forget that even though we may be in the presence of somebody that is full of light, full of truth, and that is an inspiration, if we don't allow the Lord to transform our hearts, we will make the same decision Judas made, towards Jesus. So yes, Judas was his disciple. However, he didn't take his walk or his relationship with Jesus as serious as the other disciples. So yes, he may have been inspired, but in the end, he basically turned against Jesus. And I know many of us have been betrayed before, or many of us have betrayed others. Right? And this is why, choosing Jesus and even being obedient to his word is what requires us to go through that transformation. So, while Judas would have betrayed Jesus, Jesus still loved him, because this was somebody that he walked close with. This wasn't just any and anybody. This was one of his disciples. So of course Jesus loved Judas. And even when Judas betrayed him, he still loved him. He still forgave him, because why? That was just his character. And sometimes when we go through these things in life, Jesus is testing our character to see how we will operate after being betrayed. Or even if we may betray somebody, do we truly repent? Like what Peter did? Or are we going down die hard? You know what? I don't like this person. Or me and too, agree with this person. So if money pass, hit the road, Jack. Right? Well, in that case, hit the road, Jesus. And I ain't gonna lie, this topic is a very heavy topic, because I know a lot of us may have gone through betrayals in life, and it is very much the most heartbreaking thing to ever go through, because it is never be somebody on the outside. It is always be somebody on the inside. People that you love so much. And while you might bounce up some people on the outside that probably do the same thing, it's like, it might hurt, yes, but the effects may not entirely be the same. Right? So, why did I share all of this? And what's the point of sharing it? Now, as we know in the Bible, it says, even when we know who is our enemies, what we must do? Love our enemies. Jesus still commands us to do what? Love our enemies. As hard as it may be, Jesus still told us to love our enemies. Now, did he say be best friends with them? No. Did he say forgive them? Yes. Did he say pray for them? Yes. This is the fulfillment of the commandment. So though this person may be an enemy, we are called to love them, forgive them, and pray for them. Be best friends with them? No. Because a Judas will always be a Judas. Or a snake will always be a snake. Now I know this is something very uncomfortable to do. This is something that only the Lord could help you to do. Right? And it's something that is very painful to go through. And it's okay to grieve. It's okay to bask in that ambience of being hurt. When you are betrayed, it's okay. And in your mind, you might want to know, but why? Why do this person? I never do this person anything. What I could possibly do to this person that they hate me? Because in that moment, from the moment you betray that person, is because your heart posture towards that person is not love. It might be like, probably, but it's not love. And in most cases, when somebody betrays you, it's because they hate you. Their heart towards you is not pure. And oh my gosh, the front that it is put up is make it be like, well, nah, this person for me. But my prayer is that the Lord strengthens your discernment in this season. Because the Lord understands that when you love somebody, you love them for real, you know, you want them around you, you want to line with them, you want to spend time with them, you tell them your personal business, you know, because you love the person and you enjoy the company. But that person, on the other hand, collecting data to report to your enemy. Well, you're not enemies with them, no, but them in their mind, them is enemies with you because they just do like you. It'll be easy, you know. As they does say, it'll be easy. But as we learn that God is love, and in order to love anybody else, you must first love God. So yes, we might have find out in shock. Like, what? This person is my enemy all this time and I didn't know? That's okay. We will continue to pray for them. Why? Because we have to remember to is not them, it's the spirit behind them. And in most cases, the enemy have an assignment to stop the work of God in your life. That is the enemy assignment. So he's willing to use anybody that is available. And I don't know why, but you see, this topic, it is a very sensitive topic right now. Like, I literally feeling it in my spirit. So, the Lord knows who this specific word is for. And obviously, it will be for a group of persons who would have gone through betrayal. And trust me, I know what it feel like. You're in shock, you're in disbelief, you're hurt, you're angry, you're everything. And the only thing that will keep you sane in this moment is Jesus. The only thing that could stop you from taking God out of your thoughts, as everybody does say, is Jesus. Because how dare you? I loved you with all my heart. And this is what you'll do to me? So, in the midst of the pain, the trial, the testing, because God will test you, He will test what you're going to do. The person betray you, what you want to do. But always remember, vengeance is the Lord's. And who knows? As you continue to pray for them, they might repent. And just trust God for their salvation, because who knows, maybe at that time they was desperate. So they needed to make certain decisions that would have caused you pain. And just knowing that revelation is like, who would want somebody like that in their life again? So, forgive, love, and pray for them. But best friends? No. Right, so love and blessings, guys, and do take care.